안녕하세요, 여러분들. It's me and my dirty coffee mug at home again. You see, I'm actually all dressed up, ready to go out. Because why? Because I have this much trash to clear. But man, look at the sun today. Oh my goodness, I can't even look at the window, man. Even looking at the window hurts my eyes. Oh, some pigeons here. Pigeon. Flew away. It's actually good omen and good luck, yeah, for birds to come to your home. Yeah. And to me, I didn't read this from anywhere. I just feel that way, like if birds come to your home, right? It's actually really it's a really sign of good energy and good luck. Good omen, a good omen. Good things are gonna happen. Why? Actually, it's scientific because birds they are not attracted to danger. Yeah, birds are extremely averse to danger. Even if as much as the weather changes that little bit, the air pressure changes a little bit, they get freaked out. And they will run away. So if a bird choose to come to your home, it means your home has really good energy. Yeah, so it's kind of scientific in a way. So it's a new week, yeah. But I just realized that the new week started yesterday, not today. Okay. I think my coffee cup looks dirty enough to be very offensive, so I'm gonna try to clean it out a little bit for the camera. It's not coming off. But even though it's a bright sunny day today, temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius. Not a very hot day. But I'm gonna have to wait till the sun goes down a little bit before I bring out the trash today. No way I'm gonna step out of house with the sun bearing down like that. Oh, crazy. So how was your new week so far, everybody? 여러분, 새로운 일주일 어떻게 됐어요? 잘 지내셨어요? 우리 베이비 신나게 덴버에서 놀고 왔는데 여러분도 뭐 재밌는 거 없으세요? Took a 2 days break, yeah. Why? Because I got a new round of rash attacks. It just recovered enough. Whenever the allergic attack comes, it really robs me of my energy. You can still see all my fingers are still swelling. There's swelling. Oh, Godfrey! 와, 오랜만이다. 잘 지냈었어요? 오, 코비드 어떠세요? 지금? 더 나아졌어요? 나아진 것 같아. 사진 보면. Wow, and your Korean language improved. you could listen to and respond immediately. Wow, your Korean language improved. Yeah, usually like for me, right? For me, it turned the corner. I'm not sure if you understand the feeling of when the illness turns a corner. Right? For me, it turned the corner about 4 days in. The fourth day, it was the most miserable. But suddenly, boom, you can feel like your energy is coming back. You can feel like you're becoming better. And then you start to get better and better and better. Okay. So for me, I started turning the corner on about day 4, but I only fully so-called fully recovered after 7 days. But then again, the bad thing wasn't the COVID, that 1 week of COVID itself, Godfrey. The worst is yet to come. That few months after this is the worst. See, like even yesterday and the day before, I wasn't streaming because I have another fresh round of allergic attacks. Ever since I recovered from COVID, I've been having this random allergic attacks every single week. It's been like what, 2 months. Oh, and you see the swelling. I'm not sure the camera can catch. Okay, you can see a swelling here. You see a swelling. It was swollen all over. That's my allergy attack. Very severe. So I wasn't streaming for 2 days because of this. Oh, good morning, Leanna from UK. Godfrey. Fever took 4 days. Yeah, exactly. The fever, after that, it turns the corner, and then the throat. And then for me, what I felt was this, after it turns the corner, right? Of course, your chest and your throat was feels very bad, right? After the 4th day, the fever came down, and then I feel the pain in the chest starts to lessen. And then after that, very, very interestingly, the throat pain, started lessening from left side all the way to right side like this over a few days. So at first, the whole this area was so painful I couldn't even drink water, And then it started receding from the left like this. You can feel like a curtain being drawn over 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Oh, so the whole process from beginning to end was about 1 week plus as well, to be honest. But it turned the corner about day 4. Yeah. Godfrey also had rash, and I was yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And the rash never go away from me. I kept having that rash, the rash attack every single week for the past 2 months. And to me, the rash attacks are worse. It's actually really, to me, worse than the 7 days of COVID. Because it keeps disturbing my life, For those of you who don't know who Godfrey is my buddy in Korea, a fellow Singaporean, also Korean wife, now residing in Korea. 한국말도 잘하고, 운전. 그럼 운전도 잘하는 사람이야. Liana, I still had a bad chest from COVID. Lemin from North Korea. Oh, wow. Quite surprised you have access to YouTube in North Korea. But did your wife get it? Because I see from your Facebook, you throughout your whole COVID season thing, you were very close with your wife. Your wife has been taking care of you. Did she get it too, or did she got it before already? 근데 요즘 북한도 유튜브 보는 거야? 북한도 유튜브 보다니? 한국말도 모르고 북한 사람이라고. 북한 사람이라니? Liana, so finally I went to the doctors. So what did the doctor say, Liana? Godfrey, she's okay. Or she's okay meaning what? She's got it before, or she never got it from you. Like, wow, that's super strong, man. Lemin, how are you doing, my friend? I don't know if you can call me friend though, because this is the first time I see your name. First time it's hard to say my friend. But welcome to my channel. I hope to know you better. Where are you watching from? You're definitely not watching from North Korea. And you don't even understand Korean language, because I just swore at you in Korean language and you never responded. Liana, it turns out I have kidney stones. Drink a lot of water. I got over. I had stones once. I know because you can feel it. It's very painful. I just drink a shitload of water over a few months. No alcohol, no crazy food for about 2 months of pure water. Like, just drink water so much. I can't even urinate. Okay, it was that bad. But even that bad, I never went to the doctor. And I got over it like over 1 or 2 months of drinking a lot of water. Godfrey never got one at all. Oh wow! So your wife never got COVID, and she took care of you throughout your whole COVID ordeal and never got it from you. Wow, 진짜 세시네요. 아내, 야, 아내 진짜 장난 아니야. 진짜 세시네요. 몸이 아주 센 사람인데? Liana, so I need to wait for hospital appointment for CT scan. Oh, Lemin, I'm from Algeria. Oh, welcome. If you're new to my channel, this is a live stream where hopefully every day, like I used to do it every day, but these days I don't do it every day. And I don't make money from this, and it's really tiring. It is episode 154. This live stream every morning here in Istanbul. Yes, I'm not even in Korea. I'm in Istanbul. Okay, here in Istanbul, I show you guys something about Istanbul, and then grab a coffee and then chit chat about anything and everything in life. I've been here for about 1.5 years. Yeah. Oh, the sun is gone. So I usually stream outdoors unless the sun is strong. I don't go out in the sun because I'm a vampire, or it's raining because I don't like get wet. So I usually like go out and stream outdoors and show you guys stuff when it's cloudy like this. But it wasn't like this just now. Okay, if you watch the first 5 minutes of this live stream, I'll show you like sun is actually really strong today. But as you can see, I'm actually dressed up to go out because I have a lot of rubbish to clear. So if the sun remains out, I'm gonna go out and clear my trash after this live stream. Yeah, so welcome to my live stream. I hope you enjoy yourself. It happens 10:30 a.m. Turkish time, hopefully every day. Hopefully 10:30, because depending on what time I wake up. Lemin, if you remember, I'm afraid I don't remember people from a long time ago. I'm afraid. I'm so sorry. I pretty much I have a really bad memory because I don't remember things. I only know what's currently on, like who are currently in my circle or who are currently in my world. Once I exit my world, I completely forget. Yeah, whoever you are, it doesn't matter. I keep moving on. So that's how my brain works, Yeah, I'm not sorry for it. Yeah, so keep in touch. All right, keep in touch if you want me to remember you. Stay in touch. Godfrey, we wore masks at home, but she was all right. Yeah, mask doesn't protect you from COVID. So 진짜 아내가 진짜 몸이 좋으시네요. 정말 장난 아니에요. But I don't like how did your Korean language go from like almost completely zero to being able to understand me? I from your Facebook, I don't see you attending any classes or anything. Let me in 2014. 2014 is a long time ago. Liana, you look like having a good hair day there. Yeah. Today is a good hair day. Liana, you got it. Like Liana, like people who follows me like almost every day, you can tell like differences like this. Today your hair is nice, today your hair is not that great. Today you look good, today not so good. Today your energy is good, not so good. You can tell. Yeah, to me it's quite magical. Let me. Do we eating in Ramadan? Of course, I'm not Muslim. Of course, I eat during Ramadan. And this is the big secret. All of my Turkish friends eat during Ramadan. All. I don't have a single Turkish friend who doesn't eat, who actually fast on Ramadan. That's the big secret, huh? Officially, Turkey is a Muslim country. Yeah? Officially, all my friends are Muslims, but they all eat during Ramadan, normal, and drink during Ramadan, alcohol. Godfrey, is it expensive there? No, Turkey is a very cheap country, especially over the past 1 year where the lira has been dropped against the dollar like a rock. So wow, that's why I keep saying, Istanbul is my most favorite city in the world that I've ever lived in so far, due to 5 criteria, and one of the criteria is really cheap. Godfrey, maybe you want to do a holiday there someday. What someday? Just pack up and come. There's no restrictions or anything. Just come. Come. Liana, Godfrey, Istanbul is really cheap. Yeah. Let me. Do you watch the football national team of Korea? I don't follow any sports. I'm not a sports person. Sorry. I don't care about sports. I know soccer is so big in Turkey that everybody I talk to, within the first 1 minute, they start talking about soccer. And they are all surprised I don't watch soccer. Yeah. I don't know anything about soccer or basketball or anything. I just don't care. I don't follow sports. So a lot of people are surprised, because here in Istanbul, right, even when they play video games, their favorite games are like FIFA and NBA. They love sports that much, especially soccer. They play FIFA on PlayStation so much, that whenever I ask my friends here in Turkey, or do you play video games? They say, yeah, I play FIFA. Oh, wow, no, really big soccer fans here. Godfrey, my students, parents-in-law, Korean friends are having very basic abilities. You pick up. Oh, okay. So you're learning organically, yeah? 잘하시네요, 진짜로. 이렇게도 배울 수 있다면 진짜 잘해. 엄청 잘해. Godfrey, just got to integrate into the society somehow. Just gotta get. There's only one way to integrate into Korean society, right? Yeah. If you're not like me, it's very hard to integrate into Korean society. And you know what like me means, yeah? Liana, I really dislike football. I can't say I dislike football, I just don't care about sports. Godfrey, yeah, Turkey football is quite follow, especially the Korean soccer player. I don't even remember his name. Everybody talks about him here. And he plays in a club just here. He plays for Besiktas Eagles, which is where I live right now, Besiktas. So, I mean, probably I've seen him on the streets, probably. Yeah. Liana, most British people love football, but it's really not for me. So interesting. You guys call it football? Oh, you guys call it football or soccer? Football? And then Americans call it soccer? Because American football is different, yeah? Whatever. 22 grown-ups chasing after a ball on the pitch doesn't appeal me that much. I like sports that are more one-to-one kind of thing, one-to-one. You one-on-one. Liana, football is created here. Yeah, also my primary school textbook said so. Yeah. That it came from kicking around the heads of fallen soldiers or something. Oh, Stanley from Burma, welcome. Long time no see. Good morning. Wow, I haven't seen you for a long time, Stanley. How are you? Oh, a very long time, huh, Stanley? How are you? Today I'm just streaming from home because just now the sun was very, very strong. Now the sun went away, which is good. After this live stream, I'm gonna go out and bring out the trash. You see, I'm all dressed up, no. 100% my intention was to stream outside today, but then the sun came out. So, oh no, too bad. Stanley, I'm fine. I think. How are you? Are you still in Turkey? Yeah, I'm still in Turkey. Still in Istanbul. This is my new home in Istanbul. I'm not sure if you have seen my new home. I'm not sure. Like, I moved here like 4 months ago, so I haven't seen you for a very long time. But I'm not too sure if it's that long a time. I mean, don't tell me Istanbul or anywhere else. Only Seoul Airport and the way Koreans pass through their gates in 10 seconds. You're an example of work, hygiene, social values, and organization. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. Korean society has its good and bad as well. I've not seen a perfect, or I've not seen a society where I can say this is a perfect society. Yeah. And I've lived in vastly diverse societies. I've not lived in a society which I can, not even here in Turkey. I can't claim things here are perfect either. I can't claim things are perfect in Korea either. Just understand a lot of Koreans are dying to get out of Korea. That's why Korean people are really like, right now young people, they're putting so much effort into learning English just so that one day they may be able to get out of Korea. Even my wife, all her dream is to get out of Korea, live in New York, and she did it. She lives in New York right now. One of the minorities who managed to make their dream come true. I mean, a great competition between you and Japan. Not really. I don't see there's a competition between Korea and Japan. Not really. I think the relationship between Korea and Japan is not one of competition. There's nothing to compete between Korea and Japan, because Korea and Japan both does very different things right now. Both focus on very different things. And economically, they're not competing. There's no great contention over anything. But what's that? Maybe I would say culturally or historically, that's the competition. The only competition between Korea and Japan is that little island. And of course, whatever happened 70 years ago. Or for the large part of 100 years, not just 7 years, 70 years, but the large part of the past 100 years. That's the relationship between Korea and Japan. It's a very complex relationship. Liana, I lost internet connection for a minute. Welcome back. Welcome back. But the thing I really want to say, Lamin, is this: do not, what's that? Do not be a fanboy of any culture, because when you get to live in all of these countries, which you think is really, really awesome, you start to see the reality is not that different. You live in Japan, you live in Korea, you live in Paris, wherever. Once you live there long enough, you start to see that all these places are not that different. Beyond the very cosmetic difference, there's not a lot of difference between developed nations. But I experience the most difference in developing or third world countries, like here in Turkey. Turkey is a third world country, by the way. You guys, in case you guys don't know, it's not even regarded as a developing country. Third world country. That's why things are cheap here. Liana lost. Chi, welcome back, Chi. Korea has one of the highest suicide rates in the world. Yeah, exactly. And the highest cancer rate in the world. You guys don't know? The highest stomach cancer in the world. That tells you something. Yeah. Highest cancer tell you something about the stress level. Daily life in Korea is far away from what you see in K-pop and K-drama. Yeah, K-dramas and K-pops. My Korean friends often complain that daily life in Korea is so hard. Yeah. In fact, about 10 years ago, there was a phrase that Koreans use a lot, but these days it's fell out of fashion. Yeah, hell Joseon. Meaning Korea is hell Korea. Korea is hell on earth. This is a phrase a lot of Korean young people use about 10 years ago. Yeah, and of course that phrase fell out of fashion. Everything in Korea is like fashion, it's like trends. Even what you say is a trend, So if I go back to Korea now, right, I don't know what's the trend phrase anymore. The trend phrases are so prevalent in Korean society that if you don't speak the trend phrase, that they know you're not from around here. The thing is this, daily life in Korea is hard. It's hard enough that Korean people call it hell. It's hard enough that young people are fighting to leave Korea. And so a lot of people are still trying to go like, oh, my dream is to live in Korea. Oh, my like Korea is perfect everywhere. No, like that's why like I always say on my channel, do not assume anything you have never done before. Do not assume anything that you've not personally experienced. If you think somewhere is you're curious about some place, go. Don't sit there and then fantasize about how good that place is. Go for real, and then you'll know for real. And in all my experience of living in so many countries over the past 20 years, every country that I go to, the reality on the ground is completely different from the image in my mind of that place before I went there. Always different. Istanbul was completely different from what I imagined. Everywhere, pretty much every single country in the world I've ever been to is completely different from how I imagined, either in a good way or a bad way. Istanbul was completely different from how I imagined in a good way. It was better than I imagined. Yeah? Then there are places where it turned out worse than I imagined. Yeah. So you will never know. Do not fantasize, like I always say, if I turn spiritual teacher one day, my message is just this: quit watching about life, quit reading about life, just go and live it. Go and experience life. Stop, which this applies to everything. Stop watching videos about certain countries. Just go. Just go. In today's world, there is no excuse why anyone cannot just pack up and go to another country within 24 hours. There's no excuse. Whatever the excuse you make, they're all excuses. Oh, I have this commitment, I have that commitment. You simply don't really want to go. All right? Liana. Yeah, originally football was played with. Oh, okay. I'm talking about competition in progress and no. Korea and Japan is not competing in terms of progress and development. Japan is way ahead of the curve in the whole of East Asia. Japan has been leading the curve for hundreds of years. Right now, Japan has gone through the phase of that. Right now, Korea is simply mimicking everything Japan was doing about 30 years ago. That's how far behind or Korea development is versus Japan. Japan was the earliest and most highly developed Asian nation over the past few hundred years. They started first. They started modernizing first, decades before any other Asian country started. We cannot compare. Korea and Japan was never, in terms of progress and development, can never be described as competing, but that Korea is simply going the way Japan has before. Japan is in a completely different level of development right now. We can't even talk about competing with Japan, honestly. Culturally, social progress and all that stuff. So on another level, Korea is nothing compared to Japan in that sense, to be honest. You live in countries that are at least 500 years ahead of the rest of the world. Get your head out of the window of your room. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not well traveled enough. I mean, you're female now, and you see the difference. You are in a planet. We are in a planet. I'm sorry, I'm not well traveled enough. Semi. Nice to hear that as a tour. I'm so sorry that I don't know enough about Korea and Japan. And I will humbly learn from people who have never been there. Sammy. Nice to hear that as a tour guide in Istanbul. Istanbul is. I have lived in pretty much every major city in the world. And Istanbul is the best city I've ever lived in. The best. And there's 5 reasons why. Okay, for those of you who have been following me for a long time, can you tell me what these 5 reasons are? Stanley, like to ask, if income comes from online investment, is it possible to stay in any country without any fixed job, or concern is buying cars or property? I don't know. Why do you need cars and property? I don't have cars. I don't have properties. If you want that kind of thing, if you want fixed assets, then you will have to be connected. You will have to belong to a certain structure. If you don't want to be in that structure, you won't have the benefits of the structure. If you want the structure, you cannot have the benefit of being out of the structure. You have to choose. Now, Stanley, you cannot be in the water and still want to be in the fire. Huh? You want my life, you won't get the kind of things that normal social structure will give you. If you want the normal life, you will never have my life. You have to choose. Chi, Korean development started only just a few decades ago. Exactly. Just 60 years ago, Korea looks like a monsoon village, a mongrel village. Like I can't say it's a mongrel village, but looks pretty much rural everywhere. Just 50, 60 years ago. So in Korea, you can feel that the traditional thinking is now and then not keeping up with the development. Koreans are quite conservative. Korean culture is the most conservative East Asian culture. Korea in general is the most conservative and therefore most traditional and therefore, to be honest, the most xenophobic Asia country in the world. You tell me that Korea lags behind Japan and Japan plays at a higher level than other society. Yeah, exactly. But don't let me tell you. Go there, find out for yourself. It's amazing how people who have never done certain things always try to teach me about things that I've done before. Not the first time. I'm not offended, but I just find it funny. I subscribe to the channel, my friend. Subscribing to my channel doesn't immunize you from being from making fun of by me. Because I honestly don't care about my subscription numbers. I don't care how many people watch because I don't make any money from doing this at all. After 5 years of YouTubing, I still don't make any money from this. I really don't care about subscription numbers and all these things. So I appreciate that you guys subscribe, but never use that as some as a hold over me because it doesn't work. Because I really don't care about this channel, to be honest. Oh, Watanabe-san! Ohayou gozaimasu! Genki desu ka? お久しぶりですな。元気ですね。わあ、ほんまにお久しぶりですね。やった渡辺さん。Wow, ever since you bought me coffee, you've disappeared. 渡辺さん。元気です。いいですね。ほんまや。Ever since you bought me coffee, you disappeared. 渡辺さん。会いたいですな。Watanabe-san, I listen to your previous live stream sometimes. Nice. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. But why? Well, why do you listen to my previous live streams? What's so interesting? Oh, the sun is out again, man. Today is like a on and off cloudy day. Oh, days like this make it so hard to go out. Stan, it's not online investing, it's financial markets investing, which nowadays can be done easily online from wherever. Yeah, but I don't know why everybody call it what online investing. When you use this term, right? I mean, I don't like to say this, but as a financial professional, and Chi is also a full-time professional trader here. Chi, in case you guys don't know, he's pretty much living my own lifestyle. He or she, I don't know if it's I don't know his or her gender, but he or she is also a professional trader, just roaming around Europe, and yeah. Honestly, to me, if you're using the term called online investing, then you'll never make it. That's the truth. If you're using that kind of terms, it means that your knowledge level is at a certain level, and that level you will never be able to make a full-time living out of investing. That's the truth, Stanley. Hard truth. I always that's why I keep encouraging people to don't even try. If you're not professionally trained, educated, if you don't have a financial background and you did not spend significant time under the tutelage of a good mentor, don't even try. And even so, if you don't have at least 20 years of investing experience under your wing, don't even try. Don't even think of going full time. At least 2 market cycles. I always say you're only a real full-time trader if you have proven yourself profitable over 2 full market cycles. You cannot be like profiting only in bull markets and then get killed in bear markets. Then you won't last 1 market cycle. You have to prove yourself twice. Then you're more or less set. Okay, I can survive all market conditions, and then you're a full-time trader. Until it is so, whatever is said, to be honest, to be like me and Chi is not easy. It's not something you just learn and in a couple of years you can make it. No. Me and Chi, we spend decades doing this, not years. So don't try, please. Respect investment as a professional endeavor. Respect that investing is like being a doctor or a lawyer. You don't just become a doctor or a lawyer if you want to. You have to go through certain training. It's the same. So don't try. That's why when people ask me, how should I invest my money? I just say, don't try. Just don't. Keep your money and enjoy it. Watanabe-san, while cooking or doing some housework. As long as you can support yourself, most countries have no problem letting you reside in their country. Yeah. In fact, you could just find a job in whatever country you want, and that will give you access to the things you like, that you want. What cars and house. Real freedom lifestylers like me and Chi, we don't do things like cars and house. Those things tie you down to one place and then you're gone. You know how much a hassle it is if you want to move on and you have cars, you have a house and all that shit. So you're talking about 2 different things here, understand? You're like looking at freedom, but you want the shackle. It doesn't work that way. Cars and house, those are shackles, man. They do nothing for your life. Why? Why do you need a car when there's metros and buses? Why do you need a house when you can just rent? Didn't you learn not to judge anything before you think, and make sure that does not hurt a human heart? Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm insensitive. Rihan just came back from school. Hi. Rihan from Nepal. If you're easily hurt, it's not my fault. Being hurt is not the action of someone else. Being hurt is something you generate within yourself. Because how do you prove this? It's so simple. The same thing said by one person will be perceived 10 different ways by 10 different people. Some will be okay with it, some will be not okay with it. At the end of the day, the only deciding factor is you are screwing yourself up. It's nothing to do with me. Until you understand this, you will be hurt at every single turn in your life that you can't even communicate with people anymore. Every other thing someone says hurts you. It's nothing to do with them. Understand this, then you start to live properly. Watanabe-san, do you believe in the law of attraction? I read some books about it. Is this something? Yeah. Law of attraction is loosely true. Loosely. I wouldn't say that it's 100% the way it's presented in like the book called, what's that? What's the book? The law. What's the book? There's one book about the law of attraction, right? Which is very, The Secret. The Secret. It's not exactly like that, but it's something like that. It works that way, but it's not the way the book said. Like every day you just write things, paste it all over your house. No, it doesn't work that way. But law of attraction, I wouldn't even call it the law of attraction. It should be more correctly said as the law of creation. We create our own reality from moment to moment. And because you are creating your own reality, it seems to people who don't understand this deep mechanism, it seems to them that they are attracting things. But they're not actually attracting things. They are creating these things. Yeah. Liana, maybe they're using Google Translate. Google Translate for what? You missed the other messages. Oh, did I? But yeah, like I keep moving on the messages. I have to keep moving on because there's a lot of messages. Chi, it's not important to see how someone is dealing with gains. That's easy. Yep. It's how he managed losses. One can have 99 winning days and just lose in one day. Yeah, exactly. You can win 99 trades and lose everything in one trade. Yeah. That's why I keep saying you are only qualified to be a full-time professional investor if you have been through 2 full market cycles. That is the minimum. And 2 full market cycles is an average about 20 years. Meaning if you have not done it for at least 20 years, please do not delude yourself into thinking that you can now become a full-time trader, that you can live off this. I'm sorry, it's not going to work for you. You're going to screw yourself up. And then, the worst thing is, after you screw yourself up, you want to turn back and get a job again. It's very hard. Huh? So if you're not already academically on this path right from the beginning, I would say don't try. You made your choice. Don't change it halfway. You made your choice to be a lawyer. You made your choice to be a doctor. You made your choice to be an electrician and engineer. Don't change it halfway. Huh? In fact, when you change it halfway, you change your direction halfway, you're wasting everything before. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? That's why I always say, only real professional traders like me and Chi, right, will tell you not to do it. All the scam artists and all the fake gurus will tell you, oh, come, I'll teach you. Oh, for me, for real traders, real professional traders, we know how much it takes to win. And we're not even talking about your strategy. Even if you follow the best strategy in the world, you can still screw it up. This game is a very deep game, and a lot of it has to do with here. If you're not matured enough, been through enough, you will never make it. No matter what you learn, no matter what technique you learn, doesn't matter. You're not going to make it. You can trade the exact same strategy that I do, and I will profit and you will lose money. Do you believe that? Yeah, I'll make money and you will fail. Following the very same thing. Yeah. It's all here, man. And here, there's no shortcut. It's like muscle, it's like martial arts. There's no shortcut to becoming a good martial master. You don't put in the 20 years work, you're not going to make it. That muscle here needs decades of work as well. Again, I always discourage anyone from taking the plunge. Right? Then you might say, I thought you teach people. Yes, I teach people and I only teach people who has the mainly age, it's a lot to do with age. The age, the financial capability, the readiness in the mind, and willing to put in decades of hard work. Yeah, I mentor some of my students for upwards of 13 to 15 years before they start really making it, to be honest. Yeah, are you ready to put in 13 to 15 years? One of my students became very famous for tripling his money within 2 years, and he got interviewed by, I think, of Swim. Oh. And he put in 13 years of work. For that same one strategy, he put in 13 years of work on that one strategy. Oh. So it's when it comes to learning strategies in trading and investing, it's not like you learn it now I can produce the same result. No. You learn it, you have to practice it, and you have to practice it, make it work on paper, make it work on real money, and make it work on different amounts of money. Those things takes decades, years and decades to do. Watanabe-san. People change their jobs or industries mostly because he or she actually don't like what he or she does. So the need to change. Yeah. So why do something you don't even want to do in the first place? See, there is a critical point in everybody's life. The critical point is when you decide to leave the comfort of your parental home to become independent, to have your own career. That's the critical point right there. That you decide that you want off free food and free lodging and to struggle for yourself. Okay, that critical point is a point of choice. That one choice will have deep implications for many more years to come. Gee, I disagree. One can always start anytime, but it's not easy road to walk as long as you're fine going through gaining experience step by step. Well, I've seen people do that. I've seen people start halfway and then be able to produce some mediocre results over a couple of years. But after observing people for upwards of 10 years, like if you want to really make a lifestyle of this, I still don't think this is for non-professionals. It's my own opinion. Yeah? Of course, you can disagree, but my own opinion is this. This is a professional game for professionally trained and people. Oh. I still do not think that even after 20 years of food, I've never had a job. Now, this is the only job I ever had, trading in the markets. And after 20 years of doing this, my conclusion is, if you're not a professional, don't try. Oh. But of course, I respect your point of view, and yes, and it's valid because I've seen people produce certain okay result within a year or two of doing their own experiment, but I highly doubt these people can survive the first market cycle. I highly doubt they've survived the first bearish cycle. In fact, most of them won't even get to the first bear cycle. That's my own observation. Yeah? You may have some passable result for the first couple of years or 1 year, usually about 1 year. Now after that, everything goes to hell. It's not easy to keep it up if you're not a professional, because simply if you're not a professional, you cannot make sense of what's happening in the world. You cannot make sense of what's happening in the economy and all that stuff. And what you're really just doing is reading news articles, and that doesn't work. But then again, that's my own opinion. If you want to, like I keep saying, everything, just give everything a try. If you want to try. Yeah. Is it in the end of the day, everything is just an experience of life anyways. In the end of the day, nothing matters. In the end of the day, you make it or not, you're rich or not, you're rich or poor, you're dead or alive, doesn't even matter. Huh? So we're all here just for an experience of life, and just to make that experience more varied, and that's all it is. So yeah, just try. Watanabe-san. People, including me, have hard time to find what they really like or passion towards. Really? Yeah, I hear that a lot. In fact, I hear that a lot in Asian countries. I hear that a lot in Korea and Japan, that people have no passion or hobbies. When I ask people, in Korea and Japan, "Oh, what's your hobby?" Actually, worse, more. I see that more in Korea than Japan. And when I ask people, "What's your hobby?" They say they have no hobby. They don't even know what this thing called hobby is. But Japan is slightly better, but maybe because I live in Osaka, so people there are more relaxed, and they actually have a hobby, huh? But Korea is very bad, and I think for me personally, ever since as far back as maybe 5 years old, 5 6 years old, I've always had a passion, a hobby, and ambition. So I was never lost. I always knew what I wanted, and I always knew what my next step would be at every single step of the way. I never experienced any point of my life where I go like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what's the next thing. So can't really identify with that. In my country, people are still fighting over oil, flour, and wheat. There's no meat. Yeah, even though Algeria is one of the richest country in the world, with its inner wealth only apart from people, the fault is in people who are silent about their rights. Right now, the oil, flour, and wheat is a problem everywhere in the world because of the Ukraine crisis. Yeah, I see something very unhealthy right now, developing the world. There's everybody's blaming their own government for what's happening. Sorry, it's not about your government. No government can fix this. This is about what we call a catastrophic supply chain disruption that it is nothing any government can fix. That only one man can fix this, and his name is called Putin. Okay, do not blame your government for what's happening right now. It is the same story everywhere in the world. It's the same inflation everywhere in the world. It's the same hyperinflation everywhere in the world. It's the same or the same uh, story at the pumps. Even in America right now, the price at the pump doubled since uh, since I think 2017 to today. 2017 or 2018 we're like having like $3 at the pump or something, or even like $2.90 at the pump. Today it's $5.50. It's the same story. UK is running out of wheat flour. France is running out of wheat and flour, and therefore the price of baguette pretty much doubled. It's the same story everywhere. Don't blame the government for it. There's only one person responsible for all these things. His name is called Putin. Okay. That's why like if you don't understand global supply chain economics, right, then it's very easy to be very localized and think the whatever you experience right now is the problem is the result of things that are very localized. It's not. No, it's a very global problem. In fact, it was already a problem coming into and coming out of COVID. Coming into COVID, already there's supply chain disruption, and this Ukraine war really like is really like the hammer. It's like it slams the nail right through. Like even without the Ukraine war, it's already bad. Yeah, even without the Ukraine war, supply chain disruptions is already bad, and inflation is already everywhere. But this really like boom, really cements the whole thing. Liana, I have too many things I'm passionate about and want to do. Same, same, same. Still so much to do and so much to discover in the world. Yeah, it's a very interesting world out here. But then again, all this so-called hardship and everything, right? I don't know. I don't really want to preach this right now. Some people take it the hard way, the wrong way. Just go to my channel and search for Story World. Search for the playlist called Story World. But why I look like I have no stress every day? Why I can live everywhere in the world and it doesn't look like I'm affected by anything? That's because I don't live in the story world. I focus and live in the real world. But I don't want to preach this right now because I know people get offended. People are suffering their story world right now. Huh? Kim Teo is still on. Yeah, 55 minutes. I'm about to finish off for the day in 5 minutes time. Thanks for checking in, Kim Teo from Singapore. I mean, you did not understand me. The people in my country carry out a peaceful revolution, and yeah, I'm sure you're suffering in your country, but I'm just trying to tell you in a broader perspective that these things are happening pretty much everywhere right now. Huh? It's the same thing in Pakistan right now, where the prime minister just got overthrown. It's the same thing in Sri Lanka, trying to overthrow their government right now. Huh? Kim Teo, you're dressed up at home. Oh yeah, like I said, I was dressed up and ready to go out, and then the sun. See, I got to clear all this trash. But right now, it looks kind of cloudy right now. So after this live stream, I may go out and bring out the trash. Mm-hmm. So what is the problem in your opinion? I just said the whole problem everywhere in the world is supply chain disruption. People are suffering and they're blaming it on their governments, and they're doing crazy things, not understanding that this is the global phenomena. That's the problem. Huh? That France is not to blame or anyone. There's only one person to blame in this world. It's Putin. Huh? Yeah, we have oil shortages here. Yeah, oil shortage, oil, gas, wheat. Wheat is a big one. Without wheat, there's no milk. Without milk, there's pretty much right now. If Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world. Ukraine produces wheat for pretty much the whole world. Okay. If Ukraine do not have peace soon, we all run out of food. All right, it's the same thing everywhere in the world. Huh? Mike T, I think Zelensky is to blame. I don't care if it's Zelensky or what, but the fact is Putin's troop in Ukraine right now. That is creating the supply chain disruptions. I'm not talking moral issues. I'm not talking about who you think is right or wrong. All these are inconsequence. As an economist, I'm talking about supply chain disruption and global economic crisis because one man decided to put troops in another country. That's all there is. He can stop this right now by pulling his troops. Okay, but it's not, right? So you may think Zelensky is to blame, not Putin. It's okay. Those are moral issues, your moral siding. I understand that, it's fine, but just understand that I'm talking from the point of view of a trader and investor, an economist, understanding the economic impact in the world. And to me, the root cause is just one. The very simple root cause is Ukraine is not given the chance to grow food for the world anymore. That's the problem. Oh, Liana, our gas and electricity went up 53%. Yeah, here in Turkey, my electric bill went up 50% since 3 months ago. Since before the Ukraine crisis, it went up 50%. So a lot of countries are affected. Few went up internationally. Yeah. This is an international thing. Understand this. See the big picture. Huh? I see a lot of problems in the world today because people fail to see the big picture and they're looking at very localized things, and then they see, oh, I'm paying more for the fuel, I'm paying more for my food, and therefore my government is to blame. No, it's not like that. No? I right now I pity whoever is the government in anywhere in the world. Get blamed for nothing, to be honest. Yeah, everybody's getting blamed for the action of one man. Lena, complaining won't change anything. Yeah. Let me. You tell me that you lag behind Korea and when Lemin, even here in Istanbul, okay, the life is good here. Do not fantasize over Korea. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You're fantasizing. That's why I've been sharing to you the reality of what things are. If you want a good life, you don't even have to go to Korea. Istanbul. I'm telling you, Istanbul is the best city I've ever lived in. Come to Istanbul. Why do you want to think about Korea? Istanbul is Panan, the best city that I've ever lived in. And there are 5 objective criteria. I'm not going to go into that because I'm at the end of the live stream right now. I mean, there's a saying that says that women do not feel that if you keep talking about, because it's a woman, this and that, because a woman, this and that, then that problem will never go away for you. Sexism and gender problems do not occur as a result of society, so occur as a result of your own beliefs. Right? See you guys tomorrow. Annyeong.